What's up, guys? What's going on, man? I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology's Daily Devotional, and we are going through the book of Genesis. We're on the last part of Genesis. We're on the blessings, where Israel or Jacob blesses all of his 12 sons. And we are on the last two sons, Joseph and Benjamin. So if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check out Genesis 49:22 through 27, and we'll go over Joseph and Benjamin. So stop the tape, check it out, see what it has to say. Then come back and we'll answer the 4 questions. If you've already read through it, hey, you on top of your game, and we are going to jump right into it. So the first question that we ask is, what's going on? What's happening in the narrative? And we've talked about, not narrative, but what's happening. And so we've talked earlier about that this isn't a narrative. That's why I wanted to correct myself, is because this is actually more of a poem. It's the blessing that Israel is giving to his sons, and it's prophetic and poetic. And so it has a different feel and a different style. So sometimes it can be hard to be able to get the questions that we ask, like what's going on, who God is, who man is, and then how to apply these truths in these. And so that's why we're doing this together, so we can learn a little bit, try and figure it out. And by doing so, we'll grow and get better and be able to do this later on when we go into some crazy stuff like maybe like Hosea or Joel or something like that, where it's super insane in the prophetic sense. And I hope that it helps you to do these things. But I've been digressing. So let me get back to what the passage is saying. Well, it's Joseph's first off, and then we'll get to Benjamin's blessing. But Joseph has got the longest blessing here. And it says bless or blessed quite a few times at the end, about 3 or 4 times. And so he's got like an abundance, an overwhelming amount of blessing that Jacob is giving to him as his son. First off, because he is his favorite. And so he's just abundantly blessing his favorite child. But secondly, it also talks about a little bit how he overcame some of the obstacles that were going on in his life, whether it's in regards to his brothers or in regards to the people in Egypt. But he has overcome these things. And that's a little bit of what this passage is talking about when it blesses him, and how he's grown. It talks about how the foliage just grows over the walls, or its daughters reaches out over the wall. And I think in modern translations, it may say something like its branches extends out. But that's the idea, is that he's foliage that just continues to bloom and blossom and grow despite whatever happens. And then we see where it switches kind of the metaphor, the picture that the poem talks about, and it says that these archers, or it actually says Lord of the Arrows in the Hebrew. And so it's like they're very good at what they do, all right? But they are not overtaking Joseph. See, it's like the best of the archers are coming after him, trying to do something, but they do not overtake Joseph. There's nothing that they can do. And it says they hold grudges against him. It says that they are bitter with him, man. It says, but it ain't gonna stop, man. It ain't gonna stop. It says that the bow of Joseph is strong, man, that it holds steady against his enemy. And then not only that, it says that his hand is not, the word here is supple or agile. He just able to grab and pull, and it doesn't get tired. But guess why it doesn't get tired? It doesn't get tired, it says, is because it is the strength of Jacob, the might of Jacob, the shepherd and the rock of Israel. It says that it is the Almighty, the Almighty of their fathers. It says that is the one, the El Shaddai. It says that he is the one that is his help, that he is the one that is there. It is his arm from the hand of the mighty one of Jacob, the one who is the shepherd and rock of Israel. That's the one who's holding up the hand. That's the one that is continuing to allow Joseph to be able to throw these arrows back at him. Man, that's so powerful. That's so beautiful. The recognition of who God is. And I talked about how it says bless and bless and bless. We haven't gotten to that part, but we'll see it. But this is also the one in which, man, we have so many names of God here. So many names. He's the shepherd. Man, that is just the one who walks with us, the one who takes care of us, the one who comforts us. And then it says that he is the mighty one of Jacob. That means it's the God of his fathers, the one that was handed down to him, the God who was taught and was he was discipled by his father, and the one who meets him and speaks with him and who says that he is with him. And not that he's a weak God either, but the mighty one. And then it says the rock of Israel, man, a firm foundation in which we could place our trust in him because he is faithful. We have solid ground to stand on. And then it says that he is the God of their fathers, Shaddai. That's who he is. That's who he is. Man, the Almighty. Oh, woo. Bro, he gave a bunch of names. And then now we're at the blessings where it says, I bless you with the blessings of heaven. And it says, and upon the blessings of the deep. So it's a merism. It's talking about all of the blessings, from the tops of the tops to the depths of the deep. That is the blessings of the blessings that he's going to get. And it's the blessings of not only that, but it says that it would be from the breast of the womb. It's like that this is just something that is going to be abundant and satisfying. It gives life. This is the blessing that Joseph gets. And it says it's going to be a blessing that is more mightier than the fathers. Man, this is crazy. This is the blessing that Joseph is going to get, man. And we see it too, because Manasseh is a great and a powerful and a big tribe that we get. But I think this is more geared towards the fact of who Joseph is, though. Is that we see it in his life, that he has been blessed. And we talked about a little bit about how this is past and future, that it just kind of informs the past, it reminds us of the past and informs us about the future. But then we see that he's going to surpass his fathers in his greatness. And it says because he is the head. He is the brow of one who is separated from his brothers. That this one is, by the beginning, he was separated by hate. But then God had really called him out to separate him for salvation. That's who Joseph is. Man, sometimes you think that you've been separated, you've been put aside because of the foulness of the people around you. But remember this story here of Joseph, man, that those things that the enemy is trying to do to defeat you will only bring glory to the name of the Father when we walk and we speak and we live in the goodness of our God. That we just portray his attributes, to live like God. This is be imitators of God in Ephesians. If we do that in spite of all those things, man, we'll see God's glory be shown and we'll see our lives be magnified. It says that God opposes the proud but brings grace to the humble. And then we move on to Benjamin, and Benjamin says that he's a ravenous wolf, man, from day to night, man. That's how he is, a ravenous wolf, man, that he feeds and divides his spoil among them. And that's very true as well, because we see that it's a picture of like how tough Benjamin is. And it's not the biggest or the greatest tribe, yet they are very strong warriors. I think in Judges it talks about how they had some of the greatest slings. You know, that story of David and Goliath and the sling that he threw and busted the head of Goliath. Well, they had a ton of those folks that were so good. It says like they wouldn't miss a hair or something like that. Something like it was so, they were so accurate. And then later on in Chronicles, it talks about how they were like the mighty ones. They were strong in their effort to make and wage war. So Benjamin ain't no player. I mean, Benjamin ain't playing. That's how tough Benjamin was. And what Jacob said turned out to be true. But what does these things say about God, man? What I pull from this is that God, first off, is a firm foundation. Man, he's the rock by which we can stand on. We can have confidence in him. He's the shepherd, man, that he is the one who cares for and comforts us. We see that God is also a mighty one. He's the Almighty, as a matter of fact. And so that we can know that all these things that we have heard from him, we can trust because he has the power and the ability to carry those things out. But also that he upholds and sustains us. Like the way that we make it through all of the troubles and the schemes and the wiles of the devil and the people around us and even our own selves is through the power of God and his spirit within us, if indeed we have the spirit. What does this say about man? I think it says that, man, we should be placing our faith and trusting in this Almighty, this El Shaddai, this rock, Avon of Israel. Yeah, we should be trusting and placing our faith and standing strong on him. How do we apply these truths in our lives? I think we should take a look at our life right now. We should see where the Lord is blessing us and supporting us, even in our struggles. Because, man, we know that there are difficult things at hand. Me myself am going through difficult things. As a blessing that Grace is doing a whole lot better. So she's feeling a zillion percent better. She's still not 100%, even though a zillion should equal 100. But you know what I'm saying? She's feeling a lot better. But continue to pray for her. And we thank you for those who are praying for her. But also, when I was sick back a couple of months ago, half a year ago, and now we're having medical bills to have to pay for and stuff like this. And so there is very much things that could bring me down in which I could complain and gripe and argue. But I actually have been seeing from all of this the faithfulness and the provision that God has. And he is the shepherd. He's comforting me and Grace through this entire thing as he reveals more and more how he is taking care of us. And so, man, just open your eyes to the blessings and see God as he moves in your life today. That's what it is. Just bask in his beauty and his wonder. And I appreciate you guys for listening. And I'll see you in the next video.